now I answer the most asked question ever in person or online to myself, which is about bilingualism. Does bilingualism cause a speech delay? And the answer is no. Woohoo, hallelujah. Here in America, we support bilingualism as speech language pathologists, and we do our best to encourage families that it's not their fault because they're speaking English and because they're speaking Spanish. Maybe here in San Diego, those are the common languages. So bilingualism actually has a lot of really great benefits cognitively and then even socially and just like job-wise in the future for your child. So if your child can become proficient in 2 or more languages, wow, fantastic. It does not cause a delay. A child who has an actual delay can still learn those 2 languages. Research does support that. So I just want to say, don't be afraid to speak 2 languages. But I also want to give some tips. So some tips are that if you are strongest in one language, then speech therapists generally say whatever language you are strongest in. So if you're strongest in Spanish, that's the language you grew up with, then that might be the best model for your child because of the experience that you have in that language. So what's most important for your child, no matter how many languages there are in the home, is that they get a solid foundation of language understanding regardless of the language. So if you're really good in Spanish, but your English and your grammar is off and your pronunciation is off and all of that, then that's not the best foundation for your child as Spanish maybe would be, because you are a solid native Spanish speaker and your grammar's perfect and your accent's perfect. So we say whatever you're strongest in is really the best for your child so that your child can have the strongest foundation as well. When it comes to speech therapy, a speech therapist who speaks your native language may not be available. It's always ideal, and you always want to seek an evaluation, maybe even with an interpreter, so that you can have the child evaluated in both languages or whatever languages that are spoken in the home and your child should know. Have someone evaluate your child in all those languages so that we can get an accurate picture of what that child knows or doesn't know. So let's say that you're doing speech therapy and you want that child to learn both languages, so you're wanting maybe Spanish and English for speech therapy. That's great. That's fantastic. Maybe the speech therapist can speak English and the parent can translate into Spanish. That would be great. Another tip is to give a nice long pause between translations. This is so the child has time to process the language rather than be overwhelmed or distracted by the differences in the way the words sound. So if you're gonna name carro, pause, car, rather than carro, car. See how those are too quick and too fast together and probably just sounded like one big word to the kid. So nice long pause in between translations. Make sure that you slow down your language in general, because children, especially at this age, need just time. They just need time to process it, especially if they're a language delayed kid. So in summary, bilingualism is supported by speech therapists in the United States, and we do our best to encourage parents to include that in their child's upbringing and their culture and all of that together. So I hope that you found this helpful. I hope that you are encouraged. Please follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Share this video. If you're in California, let's set up a phone consultation and we could talk more about what's going on with your child. And otherwise, I would love for you to comment below and we can talk some there. Thanks, guys. Oh, and make sure to check out this video I have over here of me working with a little girl who's bilingual. Check it out, guys. Bye.